Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's EJ Marino and welcome to my first retro review. I am so excited for this series. I'm going to be jumping back to movies from my past, campy or these cult classic films that are must-sees for everybody. First up is the 1993 film, The Addams Family Values. First and foremost, for all my American viewers, happy Thanksgiving. I am not a big fan of this holiday. The food's boring. I hate the weird, we stole a bunch of people's lands and then let's eat a turkey. Weird message, which ties into one of the most famous scenes in the Addams Family Values. You've probably seen it, memed on Facebook a million times. It's when Miss Wednesday Addams goes and, reads the pilgrims to filth. Yes, it's an iconic scene. I'll play it right now.
You have taken the land which is rightfully ours. Years from now, my people will be forced to live in mobile homes, on reservations.
So what I love about doing a retro review and reviewing this movie in general is about how attached you can be to the material. Addams Family Values is something I've literally seen countless of times. It's in my DNA. This isn't just me gushing about a movie. I do have some reviews to throw in this, but I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more casual than a normal review, kind of like a walk down memory lane, through my history, through the history of the Addams Family, how we got to this point, and how this movie is even more iconic now than it was back in 1993. That's really crazy to see something kind of gain a little bit of a following as the years have gone on. I think Hocus Pocus is another good example, and the Addams Family is one that sticks out very much so. ABC Family, which is now Freeform, which was Fox Family, which was another channel. Oh God, they play it a lot now, and it's something when I was growing up, I had to wear out that VHS tape watching it so much because I could not find it anywhere. So now everyone likes the Addams Family Values. So I think that's so cool and why I have to talk about it with you guys today. Let's talk about the history of the Addams Family and how we led up to this 1990s entry. The Addams Family began in 1938 as a cartoon panel in The New Yorker. So think of a comic strip like the Peanuts, which it got adapted to a million things. That's how Addams Family started. Its creator, Charles Addams, wanted it to be a satire of the ideal 21st century family. That nuclear family, the mom, the dad, the two kids, and sometimes you have the grandmama living there and you have the uncle living there. He wanted to parody that. He wanted to show you a darker version of that. For me, that is something I loved. I grew up in a very loving, warm household, so I kind of wanted a weirder, freakier house. Everyone was so chill, but I related to the Addams Family. I think, and that's what's so crazy, is a lot of people did as well. Everything the normal people hate, the Addams Family loves. This comic literally ran from 1938 to 1988 when Charles finally passed away. That is an iconic legacy for a comic, and truly, like I said, what I relate to it is why a lot of other people relate to it. It's that weird, this family is dark, but they still love each other. They still have fun, they're still strange, they're still spooky and kooky and ooky, and I think that's so cool to see, and really what makes this so relatable, and why the Addams Family has lasted since 1938. In between the 30s and the 80s, that comic strip was turned into a TV show, a TV movie, and an animated series. That 60s television show is something you need to see because it is so amazing. The cast is on. I love the one from the 90s a lot, but that 60s cast is truly iconic. But sadly, the franchise almost died between the 60s, the 70s, and then the 80s. There wasn't really a place for the Addams Family, especially in the 80s Reagan. I can imagine that the idea of the Addams Family wasn't so strange for people. So that took about the 90s when we got a reboot. First, it was the 1991 film, I believe, The Addams Family, and then you got this iconic sequel. There was another movie and a reboot and a bad TV show that they tried. but none of them capture the magic of the Addams Family Values. If you want something incredibly dark but utterly hilarious, Addams Family Value is for you. This has so many like laugh out loud moments, ranging from like physical humor to the driest of wit. There's a small group of films like this that I really think that kind of is on my list of the retro reviews. Clue, Death Becomes Her, Mars Attacks. This all kind of mixed the super dark world with the humor. The Addams Family did it as well, and so good. I really think this one actually outshines the first one by like light years, because this is the real cult classic of the two. I not to take away anything from the first one, but something about that weird Uncle Fester, like kind of being related, but maybe he might not be. It never really like stuck with me as much as this story where you have like an outsider, because that's the plot of Addams Family Values, is an outsider comes in and tries to steal the family's money through Uncle Fester because he's single. She believes she can like Black Widow him, marry and kill him. It almost works, Miss Debbie Jelinski. But yeah, I think that's what's so, I think the plot and the story of this one works so well, and why it sticks with all of us. I don't know, I think some of my favorite scenes in this movie is the entire Camp Chippewa scene. I mean, from the second they get to Chippewa to the Thanksgiving musical is so great. I also, okay, not to like jump around this too much, but the ending with Debbie going crazy and trying to kill the family, that's where you actually get to see the entire cast cut loose and own their characters to the fullest. Not really that they weren't before, but the ending just feels so grand for this movie. You get Crazy Debbie, you get Raúl Juliá's Gomez fully coming into his own again, Fester just being Fester. Christopher Lloyd is an amazing actor. I love him in Back to the Future. I loved him in various other things here or there, blah, 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 blah. But his work as Uncle Fester is just perfect. And then this finale where he's like battling with Debbie in the chair, and he's just kind of like owning his stupidity here and kind of reuniting with the family. I love this ending so much. I think that's what kind of says this cast works so well together. They really do feel like a family. Speaking of the cast for this movie is utter perfection. Raúl Juliá as Gomez is a stroke of genius. I use this expression a lot. He knows what movie he is in. If anyone else knows him, he was M. Bison in that weird Street Fighter live action movie. Not that great, but he was a fun Bison, as he was really sick during that filming as well. I feel bad watching that, but that's him. And also, obviously, he's the iconic Gomez, which is just as iconic with his wife Anjelica Huston as Morticia. Well, sorry, not that they were married. His wife is Morticia. You know what I mean. But she's one of my favorites. I love my own mom a lot. Morticia was like the ideal mother. She is so weird, but oh so loving. I don't know, everything about Anjelica Huston's Morticia is just on point. From the outfit to the weird, I know there's various reports of why they did the light around her eyes like that, but I just love watching that one scene is when she's talking to Debbie like in the house, and you get the infamous, Debbie, pastels?
All that I could forgive. But Debbie. What? Pastels?
She kind of like steps into her light, which I thought was one of the weirdest, because I thought it was a makeup effect, not an actual lighting effect. That is so old school Hollywood, and that's kind of what this feels like, is a throwback to old school Hollywood. I cannot talk about the family of Addams Family and this amazing cast without bringing up Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams. I have rarely seen an actress be a role so well. I mean, I can rarely see Christina Ricci in anything without thinking, this is just Wednesday. This is just, like, she did like a Lizzie Borden show that I tried to get into because I like Lizzie Borden, but like, I just kept being like, Wednesday, where's Pugsley? Like, where is little thing running around? Come on, Wednesday. I just love her performance, and she really owns it. Like, to see how cute and young she was in the first one, but to see her kind of mature as Wednesday and get a little bit more twisted, I love seeing that. She went on to have a pretty amazing career. I mean, like, this movie put her on the map, but after she got put on the map, she traveled that map and has done so much. I really love Christina Ricci. This whole cast has done some amazing things, but there is one shining star in this whole film. Like I said, I love Christopher Lloyd, Raúl, Juliá, Anjelica, Huston. I mean, everyone is good. But no one is as amazing as Joan Cusack as Debbie Jelinski. Debbie from The Agency. Oh, I thought they told me to get a pit or whatever they say, like a Doberman. Oh God, I love the quotes in this movie. But Debbie, she's a psychotic babysitter who turns out to be a black widow who's going after Fester's money. While the humor sometimes falls into the outsiders, like that's kind of the humor of it, is like seeing the outsiders work with the Addams family. She's almost as dark as all of the family. Like, if she wasn't trying to kill them, she would be an amazing member of the family, because she's as twisted, as weird, and as offensive as the rest of the family. But Joan Cusack's performance, you know Joan Cusack, she was in Shameless as Sheila, she was in School of Rock as the teacher, principal lady, I really don't remember her name. You know Joan Cusack, she's been in so many, like, 90s movies, she was in so many 2000s movies, but my ones, like I said, Shameless, and In and Out, which is a Kevin Kline movie from the 90s, watch that as well. Joan Cusack is the shit. Like, she's one of those actresses, if she's in a movie, I'm going to at least try it, because she's in it. And I think it all starts because of this amazing turn as Debbie from The Agency. She is so terrifying in her, like, white outfit and her, like, bougie-ass attitude and her wanting to kill Fester. There's just the scenes where, like, he's like, give me a kiss, give me a 20. There is so many quotes. Oh, ma'am, where's your husband? He's right there. But he's not dead. I know. So many quotes from her. I loved her so much in this movie, and she really is the thing that has kept me wanting to rewatch it every time, just to see the Debbie quotes. Miss Debbie Deborah. Everything is so good about her performance. So the film starts off with the family introducing a new baby. Yes, Morticia has a new child. His name is Pubert. And he is the most adorable mustachioed little baby. He is kind of, I thought he was going to be a bigger plot. Every time I watch this movie, I'm always like, oh, Pubert, other than he kind of saves the day, and, you know, you have a lot of the beginning of, like, Wednesday and Pugsley trying to kill him, because they think, I love this rule, they think if they have a new little baby, one of the older siblings has to die. And Wednesday's like, well, they already have one boy. That's so cute. But yeah, I always find I think Pubert would be a bigger part of this, but no, this is truly another Fester piece. Yes, because Fester is so lonely in this movie. He has been searching for a woman. He wants 2 legs on a woman. He wants them to not follow them around like security guards. He's tired of using Thing, which is one of the dirtiest jokes in this movie, but he is just searching for a new girl. So as Gomez and Morticia are looking for a new babysitter, because Wednesday and Pugsley keeps running them out, one of my favorite little montages is seeing all the babysitters, then they get Debbie Jelinski. She walks up into this room, hits on Lurch, hits on Gomez, even flirts with Morticia a little bit, and then kind of makes her way into the family. And from there is where we start knowing she's manipulating the family. She wants Fester's money. She sends Wednesday and Pugsley to summer camp, Camp Chippewa. So many great moments there. So that's kind of the basic outline of this movie, is Debbie trying to get Fester's money, Gomez and Morticia trying to, like, deal with having a new child and losing Fester, and then you have Wednesday and Pugsley trying to get out of that damn summer camp, which is doing a Thanksgiving play. One of the weirdest moments is, here's our summer camp. That's a Thanksgiving play. Oh, this movie is just so weirdly campy, and so many things that, like, I tend to think that this movie wouldn't work well if you didn't see it when you were younger and had that nostalgia, but no, this movie is just hilarious. This plot, I think, works for anybody, and truly, I know I should have done this recommendation at the beginning or the end, but watch this movie. If you have not seen the Addams Family Values, watch it for me, do it for my channel. Let me know down in the comments below if you have seen this, if you will see this. This is a must-see for anyone looking for a campy, cult classic kind of movie, because this is it. This is like the cream of the crop of my campy movies. I don't know, Mommy Dearest, Pink Flamingos. There's a couple more we'll dive into, but this one sits like the closest to my heart. So why does this movie have a cult following? Well, my generation kind of looks at the Addams Family Values as part of their childhood. This was kind of one of those, like, staples for a lot of kids, or at least a lot of weird kids I knew. Something strange, something odd that you don't really see in a lot of kids' movies, especially nowadays that we've, like, sanitized our kids' movies so much. I just saw Wreck-It Ralph, too, and I thought it was a cute movie, but it was so sanitized. So where, look, I don't love the Emoji Movie, but they pushed some limits with that movie. That's kind of what I want to see from my kids' movie. Also, what I think this is interesting is this movie has a huge gay following. I don't know what it is about a good campy dark movie that gets the gays with it, but this one really sticks with me. Maybe it's something that this captures everything a queer person wants. Is true love in our family. No matter how wacky we are, no matter how crazy our family are, everyone in the Addams family loves each other. Hell, like I said, I wanted to escape to live with them even though I had my own beautiful family. I was just like, but they're so fun. They're just so cool. And like, I think any outcast can relate to this film and find themselves relating to at least one of the Addams family. If you're as wackadoo and lonely as Fester, or as passionately in love as Gomez and Morticia, or just a crazy sibling like Wednesday, there is something for everyone in this movie. And I just think that's what I think makes me love it as much as I do, is because I can see so many people diving into this movie and finding something to truly love. So thank you guys for taking the time out of your turkey day, or if you're watching this in the future, taking the time out of your day to watch my Thanksgiving retro review of the Addams Family Values. Please leave me a comment down below. That would mean the world to me. They're the ones I take the most pride out of. If you guys leave me comments, it makes my day. So leave me a comment. Let's chat about the Addams Family Values. If you've enjoyed this review, give me a thumbs up. Hell, if you enjoy the Addams Family, give me a thumbs up for that as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week. Thank you again for tuning in to my first retro review.